Good evening. Welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. Is this thing on? I think it is. I hope so. Yeah, there we go. There's my timer. Found it. Trying something a little different today since I had some issues with the live recording last week. I'm trying it a little bit differently. So, this is session 31 of Rogues to Riches. We'll be picking up pretty much right where we left off. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we get there. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below. If you are a regular here on the channel, or if you enjoy our videos and enjoy what you see, please make sure to hit the like button. There are plenty of people who are more than happy to hit the dislike button these days. So every like is very much appreciated. Also, if you like what I do here with the channel, I've been putting out actual play videos for over 5 years now, and I would like to continue to do so. You can see you got a nice flash new look. I'm trying to learn some new skills to make it better. Um, but if you'd like to support the channel, see the channel continue making quality content and continue to grow, please consider supporting me on Patreon, which you will find the link in the description down below. So all of that out of the way, when we left off, you guys, well, you kind of had split up a little bit. After killing, I think it was 4 Imperial guards um, in the Soldiers' Rest Inn, um, Cole and Antonio were on their way to the soldiers' camp to try to see if they could recover their goods, which had been confiscated from the bottom when the arrests were made of the Steiner and the Herzog families. And Katerina and Hobbs were, Katerina and Hobbs were remaining at the inn. They were not going along. Katerina was still in her room, as far as I know. I don't think she was even aware at that point in time, at least, of the murders. And Medina had gone off to the camp on his own because he wasn't getting along with the party recently anyway, and he had gone over there to see if he could make sure that at least the children, the Herzog and the Steiner children, would be safe, no matter what happened to their parents. And that's kind of where we left everything. So, unfortunately, Josh couldn't be here today, so Medina is missing in action. I have no idea. I have not had time nor the ability, to come up with an excuse for his absence. So we're just gonna say Medina is MIA, and he can maybe come up with a reason for his absence by next week, when hopefully he returns to us. In the meantime, let's go to let's go to Cole and Antonio. Yes, you're on your way to the camp to try to recover your confiscated goods.
Indeed.
Now, I know you had discussed the plan, but if you would like to just go over the plan again, just in case, since it's a new session.
Right. So what I'm going to do when we get there, Cole has as I understand it, he has reduced as much gear as he's wearing as he could, so make him, give him the maximum carrying capacity. We've discussed where we think the goods might be, most likely like in an officer section or near an officer section, because it's contraband apparently, as far as they know. And I'm going to
At the
cast
very
an
least, yeah, it's like it's confiscated goods, so yeah.
right. So I'm going to be casting invisibility on him. He'll have an hour's worth of invisibility time. And I, once again, even though I've done it before, I again explained, you don't touch anything that, or do not be violent because you'll lose your invisibility. You can pick up anything you pick up will become invisible. That includes light sources, so be careful about that. If you pick up like a lantern, it's suddenly going to go away, and that might alert someone to something weird going on. But yeah, just find as much as he can and haul it out. He's got an hour. Be safe, be careful, and try not to draw too much attention to himself.
All right, is that all crystal clear to you, Cole?
Roger.
All right, good stuff. So,
All right.
yeah, so approaching the camp, you
So
cast. Yeah, obviously you want to do that out of eyesight, I presume, at the camp. But yeah.
Right. So we want to get to a point where we're like outside of their patrol range, but close enough that we can limit the amount of time he has to travel because there is a limited amount of time he has to do this whole thing.
Sure.
Let's time off the guards, when they get there and when they make their return. So as soon as we know when they're leaving there, you can make me invisible. That
Sure,
way I
good
don't have
idea.
to hit the first one, and worry about it.
Yeah, good idea. All right, so we'll do that. Just observe for a little bit, make sure we got the rotation as much down as we need to, or is this feasible? And then I'll cast a spell.
I got the backpack or something on like that I can put everything that we got in there and
All right, and a
into
lot of
it.
this stuff should be in saddlebags too, so those you can just like
Yeah,
haul up and carry out.
yeah.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Awesome.
It helps if I unmute. There we go. Yep. Sounds good to me.
All
Okay.
right, let us repatriate our stuff.
So you watch the patrols, wait for, make sure you get a good timing down. Then you cast the invisibility. Now, like I said, it is a pretty good sized Imperial Army camp, about a quarter of a mile from the Soldiers' Rest. Um, it's a series of tents in formation with, as you know, I think you know. If not, you'll be able to tell with some observation that the officer tents, supply tents are obviously in the middle of the camp. So the outlying tents would be more for the camp followers, etc., and soldiers. Um, yeah, it looks to be probably about 4,500 or so 4,500, 450 people. Sorry, 450 people in the camp, all told, roughly. So yeah, okay, Cole, you are made invisible with the
Okay,
power
now
of Antonio's sorcery. What would you like to do with that now?
just to remind you, his background was raised in a camp of mercenaries from the time he was a young kid.
Oh yeah,
So he would probably have familiarity with how camps are set up, things like that.
totally
Just
makes sense to me.
basically, yeah, okay. Just
Yeah.
I just wanted to refresh that
Oh yeah,
memory.
no
So,
problem at all. Yeah, I know you get the military background. You're the fighter of the party, so
so
the only
I'll,
fighter in the
I'll
party now. Yeah,
yeah, I'll head on in quietly,
of course,
not too fast, but if there's a clearing, a clear area where there's nobody around, then I'll try to make better speed at
of
doing that.
course.
But
Looking for your openings and then moving when you can, and
yes,
then taking it slow when you can't. Yeah,
yeah, and I don't want to do any kind of running or anything that's gonna make me have to breathe hard and give
right.
myself
Make too
away by
much
the
noise.
sound. Yeah,
Totally makes sense.
exactly.
Very smart. Okay, Grant. So let me see here. I'm going to say. So you're trying to maneuver into the middle of the camp without drawing any attention to yourself. Uh, yeah, we'll do it this way. That takes you 10 minutes. 10
Okay,
minutes to actually get yourself towards the center of the camp where you do see the officer tents and the supply tents. Now, the camp, despite the fact that it's like what time of the day is it now? Like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning? Probably 4 o'clock in the morning anyway. Um, yeah, maybe a little later. Yeah, so um, there's still some activity in the camp. There are some people up because it's been an active night. There was gunshots not long ago back at the Soldiers' Rest, so a lot of people are up and moving about. The camp's not probably as sleepy as you'd like it to be, and as it would normally be on a day at this time, just because of all the action that's been going on. You know, the gunshots that happened earlier, soldiers rushing out, going in, making arrests, bringing prisoners back to the camp. Um, and all of that. The goods being brought back
right.
in and stored into a supply tent. However, the good thing about that is that you can see where the bulk of the activity is taking place. Particularly one tent, almost in the center, the dead center of camp, is quite active. There are like yeah, there's two soldiers standing guard outside. There are soldiers coming and going constantly from this tent. Um, you can pretty safely assume that to be the captain's tent or whatever the rank would be. Yeah, it's a captain as it turns out, but the leader of this particular unit, that would be
Right.
his tent. You can presume. You will also see. Let's see here. Yeah, you would also see another tent, which also has two men standing guard outside of it, and you see, somebody come out of there um, and talking to the guards. Do you want to move closer to try to hear what they're saying?
Sure.
Okay. So as you do so, you'll hear them talking. He says, "Yeah, that's the goods are all there. We'll do a full count of all the money tomorrow and make sure that it's the captain will decide whether or not to distribute it amongst the men or if it should be taken back, and given to any particular charity on behalf of the Imperial Army, as it were." He says, "Now, if you men stay here until you're relieved of your posts, and I will go and check on our prisoners." And the guards salute to him. He salutes back, and he walks off.
Okay.
And if you watch him, you'll see what tent he goes to, which you can then pretty much assume also has guards standing outside. This one has more guards standing outside. This one has like four people standing outside of it. Now these guardsmen um, are armed with pikes and they have swords on their belts. So they're holding a pike and they got a long sword on their side. They're wearing buff coats and Morian helms. Um, the man who was speaking to them, you can assume would be a sergeant. He actually has a rifle, arquebus, rifle, a sword on his side. He also was wearing pikeman's armor, which is, if you want to think of kind of the period, like it's kind of like partial plate, basically. It's got like a breastplate, it's got leg coverings and arm coverings, it's got a helm and all that too. So he had pikeman's armor with a buff coat on as well, and and a Morian helm. And he also had so he's got the flintlock rifle on his back and the longsword at his side, wearing a powder horn and shot bag as well. But he's gone now. It's just these two privates, you can presume, standing outside the tent.
So
And there's four
generally,
privates standing outside the other tent that he goes to, which is probably just like, not too far away. We'll say maybe 40 feet from this tent.
the camp is concentrated on something from the outside that they took care of, that is an incident outside the camp. So they're looking for anything to come to the camp, but they're not so worried about what's in the camp necessarily. They're not on alert in the camp as much as they are on the outskirts of the camp and focusing on what may be coming from somewhere else, since there's already been an altercation. Correct?
Yeah, that would make sense. Yep, they'd be
Okay.
distracted with all of that. Absolutely.
Okay. So there's the two guards in front of the tent, or the doorway of the tent. The
Hmm.
tent, okay, around the tent. I'm just going to go around the tent,
Okay.
not by the guards right now, but just go around just to see what the sides and the back look like, if there's any way to enter through there, and escape without being seen or
No, there's
making
only
a.
one proper one entrance.
Okay. And it's pretty well staked down all the way around then, so you couldn't crawl underneath it or something like that.
Yes, yes. In this case, yes, because this is one of the supply tents. They keep those pretty
Yeah,
secured.
that's what I figured. Just asking. Okay, so he knows that. Um,
That said, I mean, it's still some kind of canvas, right?
right.
You know,
But once you start treading on it, then anybody that sees it
of
knows
course,
something's up.
of course.
Uh, is it pretty quiet around the area?
Um, Pretty quiet. You can actually hear some, excuse me, you can hear some raised voices coming from the other tent with the four guards standing out front, that the sergeant just walked into. You assume they're interrogating one of the prisoners because you also hear, a heavy slap. Sounds like a mailed fist slapping across a man's face. Um, and you can hear the sounds of a woman crying coming from there as well. So that's like the noisiest part in this area. That's about 40 feet from the tent you're currently at.
And there's just the two guards here.
Hmm.
Okay. How far apart are they from each other?
Oh,
Like
they're just
shoulder to
standing on.
shoulder.
No, they're not shoulder to shoulder. They're on either side of the tent flap. So I'd say
Okay.
maybe what 4 feet from each other.
Okay.
Pretty close.
So
Just more or less, presumably standing at attention. I don't know, Crystal. Would your character be standing at attention?
Um, my character is more sort of there. He's probably in the group of the four soldiers. Probably
Ah, okay.
them all have a conversation, and he's every once in a while he just says something like, "Yeah, yeah," like pretending to be a part of the conversation, but he's paying attention to the two guards in that other tent more.
Okay, cool. Never mind. So yeah, these two guards at the tent you're at, Rob, are definitely standing at attention. Yeah, they're holding their pikes up straight and trying to look as professional as they can.
so if I'm looking over at the other guards that's look and I see this other person, he's not in a uniform, or is he in a uniform?
I don't know. Are you in a uniform? You said you're a guard. You're one of the guards over there, right, Crystal?
Right? Yeah. I'm
Yep.
definitely wearing. My character is definitely wearing a uniform. It probably looks a lot more disheveled than maybe some of the others, and a bit more battle worn.
Yeah, I mean it just consists of a buff coat, a Morian helm, longsword, and a pike. So yeah,
Yeah, you can tell those things have been put to use before.
definitely.
And he's looking at this way, at this tent
He is.
and his
Yes,
guards.
he's watching the tent that you're standing by, and he looks like her character there, just maybe slightly differently armed at the moment. But
Is there any campfires around?
there are plenty of campfires, but there'd be a campfire here near the captain's tent, which I'm going to say is probably yeah about 60 feet from your current location. It's right at the dead center of camp. Whereas the tent that you're at and the other tent where the prisoners are kind of ringing around that. Um, there's a fire between the prisoners' tent and the captain's tent. So
Okay.
it's kind of casting
So,
light. It's casting shadowy light both on near the entrance of your tent and the entrance of the prisoner's tent as well, and of course the entrance to the captain's tent.
so if I pick up something out of the fire that has fire on it, it disappears with me. Is that correct? What I understood?
Is that what you understood?
That's what I thought he said,
Okay
was
then.
that wherever you pick up. Okay. Just wanted to clarify. I mean, if this was real life, I would
I mean
actually
that's
be,
that's that's what he
I
said.
just know it's, yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. You can't verify that's what's going to happen, but I'm just saying that's what he said. I just want to make sure my memory's focused.
He said to be
Okay,
careful when you pick up a light source because the light source will disappear as well.
right. But if I just pick up a stick or whatever that's on fire in the fire, it's going to disappear. So I'm going to do that. Go to the fire, make my way slowly over there, and then I'm going to go to the back side of the
Now
wayward.
this is just regular invisibility, right, Merrick? Not improved invisibility or
Yes, it is.
invisibility. Where is it? There it is. All carried equipment completely vanishes from sight. Light sources carried by the subject cannot be seen by others, but can be seen by the subject. So when you pick up that that like burning stick from the fire, I presume, right, Cole?
Right?
So you
Yes.
still see it.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Okay.
So I look around. Nobody else seems like they're noticing that it's a stick hanging in the air. So I'll go around to the wayward side of the captain's tent, which means the farthest side, the other side from what the storage tent is.
Okay. Right.
And I'm going to go over there. I look around. Is there anybody watching that wayward side?
No,
I
no,
see.
because
Okay.
you're not near the entrance, and you're not near the entrance to
Okay.
either the main treasure tent or the prisoner tent. So no.
So I'm gonna take that stick and set it to the tent and let it catch fire. And
Do you
when
hold
that
it there?
happens,
Right.
yep. And then as soon as that out, and just drop it there after it catches fire, and then make hell of a run, not run, but make my way back as carefully as I can, but as fast as I can, towards the other tent, away out of the, in case the soldiers from the
Now
guards
here's the
run
problem.
that one.
Once you
Yeah,
do that, you become
yeah.
visible.
Oh, I do.
You do.
Oh, oh,
Any
oh.
violent action, such as tripping
Even
someone, attacking someone, breaking an object, setting fire to a structure. It's
oh.
specifically in the description. So
Why
yeah,
did you tell me that, Antonio?
you set it on fire.
I
It starts to
said, do
burn.
not do anything violent.
Well, I didn't consider setting something on fire violent.
Well, I guess it's up to
There's
interpretation then.
there's people in yeah, there's people inside a tent though. I would think setting a tent on fire that's full of people would be considered violent.
By the spell's description, it
Yeah.
wouldn't matter if there's people inside or not. If you set fire to a structure, it cancels the spell.
Oh
True.
well.
So you become visible.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm
The tent
invisible.
is burning. You hear shouting coming from inside, and you know people are starting to move. Yeah, the captain will come rushing out the tent on the other side, as will whoever was in there with him at the time. Um,
I probably don't know that I'm visible, so I'm probably trying to just block my
I
way.
think you probably would. I think you'd be
Okay.
able to tell. I mean, it just kind of makes sense that can imagine that
Mm.
when you were invisible, you might have seen kind of things a little bit differently. Maybe you saw yourself like almost as being somewhat translucent or something. I don't know. But yeah, you can tell when the spell wears off. I think that's only fair.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to try to make my way over to the, but try to dodge anybody that might see me
Right now, the
to get
question is,
messing with
did
me.
those two guards leave their post to try and help put out the fire at the nearby captain's tent, or were they diligent and did they stand their ground? That's the question.
Uh, when when John sees the fire go up,
Yeah.
uh, he's going to quickly say to his three buddies he's speaking to, and of course he's speaking in German.
Hmm.
Look, look, fire! Like help, help! And he's going to try and send them on, and he'll even say to the two at the tent, like, "You two, don't just stand there. Help get out this fire. It'll burn the whole place down."
We have to guard the treasure. It's a very important job.
How the hell here is going to take it? Go on, come on, we need your help.
Sorry, sir. And they stand the ground.
Okay. Shit.
The other three guards they run over and they're trying to tap out, trying to smother the fire, as it were. Um, what are you going to do, Cole? Those two guards still standing there, looking. They're sweating. They're looking nervous, but they're not abandoning their post at the treasure tent, taking their jobs very seriously. Unfortunately,
So I'm just trying to picture where I'm at in my mind. Am I facing them basically? I mean, when I'm
you can
coming
be if you
back that
want
way?
to. Where did you want to go around? So, like, if you're coming around the tent, we'll say you're coming from their right, as it were.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
they're not
So,
facing you; they're facing the captain's tent.
okay. So I'm going to go towards the back and just open up the
How are
tent
you
and go
dressed,
in.
by the way? Real quick.
How am I dressed?
Hmm.
I don't have any armor or anything on. I just put the lightest clothes I have on,
Just have
basically.
like kind of traveling clothes, and are you carrying any
Yeah.
weapons?
Yeah.
Did you bring any weapons with you or anything?
Uh, no, a knife. My knife that I carry.
Okay,
That's kind of a
cool. So
large, short sword.
you probably could easily be mistaken
Short
for a
sword.
camp follower at the moment, unless you
Okay.
say something.
Mm.
Do you speak
Yeah.
German
I only speak English and
and Dutch?
Dutch.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm not going to talk English, that's for sure.
Right.
So,
But you see those two guards still standing. You see another one of the guards try to rally them,
Um,
and they refuse.
can I try one more time, Ian?
Yeah, but you better try something different because what you tried before didn't work.
What I would like to say to them is, okay, what was the name of that sergeant that walked off earlier? I mean, I've been a soldier around here, so I should know who it was.
Let's give him a name. 1 second. I closed down my Chrome earlier, and I forgot that I often use that for things. He was Sergeant Hector.
Sergeant Hector.
Sergeant Hector.
Okay. He's going to say, all right, well, when our camp burns down, I'll make sure to tell Sergeant Hector that you two were very diligent in guarding the treasure that no one here is going to steal. And then he's going to kind of like walk towards the fire as if he's like going to go, try and help himself to do the fire.
Okay. And they follow you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they come running up to follow your orders. I don't know why they're following your orders. You don't outrank them, but you're carrying yourself with authority, and they've fallen for it because I rolled really poorly.
Good.
So does this guy leave also with them, or is there that guy still standing over there?
They're walking towards the fire, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I'm kind of leading them towards towards the
Back.
fire.
Yeah, it's on the opposite side of the tent. So
okay,
the wayward
all
side,
right,
this
well,
is it.
I'm going in.
You're gonna go rush into that tent then?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Get it done.
Yeah, so you rush in. Now let me see here. Okay. Yep. You see saddlebags. You basically see all of your stuff, your saddlebags, backpacks, all the stuff that you guys had your stuff stored in the basement at the Soldier's Rest. What else was brought back? Anything else? No, because they didn't get Hobbs' book or skull. He got them back. So you also see, let's see, one, two. You see two chests, two decent-sized chests with locks on them.
Now the saddlebags feel heavy, like they still have our coinage and stuff in them, or
Yeah, if you go over and check them real quick, they are. Yep.
yeah. Okay, all right. I'll throw them over my shoulders. That's the most important stuff right there is the money. Anything else besides? I mean, I know I have my pistols were taken, but I don't really care. I mean, if I see them, I'll pick
They'll
them
be there.
up.
Yep, they'll be there. All your stuff is there. Everything that was confiscated from.
Is there any kind of bag or anything around here to put stuff in? Or an empty.
Like empty sacks.
Yeah, empty
Not
something.
visibly. There might be in the chests. You're not sure.
How heavy are these chests?
Let's see. Yeah, pretty heavy. Let's see, the one has an encumbrance of 16 items plus an oversized item. The other one has the encumbrance of 9 items plus an oversized item. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to carry all the stuff that's that you guys have here.
That's what I'm trying.
Let me see here. Your saddlebags, I believe, are oversized items.
While you're out, can I go ahead and say what John?
No, I apologize. Saddlebags are not encumbering. Really? Well, that's kind of interesting. Yep. What were you gonna say, Crystal?
I was wondering. I thought it would take you a second to figure out. So while you were trying to figure that out, I wanted to say what John was going to do, but I'll just wait.
Okay. So, yeah, cool. How much stuff did you guys have here in the bags? And how much stuff are you missing? I guess I'll go one by one. I don't think Medina had anything down there, did he?
He gave him something, but I don't remember what it was.
Really? Okay.
Do you have guns?
He gave him the backpack that he had.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay. So there's a backpack. How many saddlebags?
I had I had 2 saddlebags.
Okay. And they're packed full of stuff too, right?
They weren't super packed. I had one saddlebag that was full of like all like the Rachel stuff and the mimic loot.
Okay. The Steiners don't seem to have had very much. Yeah, they had a pistol, a dagger, a rifle, sword, um, and not much else to their names. Yep. Okay. So you can carry this stuff, Rob, but it's
Okay,
a lot of it. It's going to encumber you, and it's going
that's
to be
fine.
you're going to look pretty blatant walking up through the camp carrying 2 saddlebags, backpack, multiple weapons.
I carry Medina's backpack because he's in camp anyway. He can retrieve it himself.
So you leave it there, okay?
Yeah, I know. I gotta. I mean, I'm leaving my pistols. So I mean,
Okay.
is there any kind of cape, cloak, blanket in here that I can wrap around myself to hide what I'm carrying, or help hide what I'm
Nope.
carrying?
Not unless
Nothing.
there's one in the chests.
No.
Well, it
I
actually, did anybody have a saddle blanket? I probably did, right?
I'm checking right now.
No, your riding gear that would have been on the horse though.
I had
No, there's not, Rob. I don't think
I
so.
had a bedroll.
A bedroll? Okay, there's a bedroll.
Okay. I'll open it up and throw it over my shoulders and wrap it around me.
Okay.
Like I
Bedroll.
got up out of bed. Well, bedroll isn't it basically like a
It's like a
blanket?
sleeping bag.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
thick sleeping bag, type thing.
Yeah. Tear it open as much as I can and make it cover me.
Okay. And make your best attempt at not drawing any suspicion as you work your way out of the camp. Let's see how that
Yeah.
firefighting is going. What are you doing while this is all going on, John?
John gets over towards the men. He sees the fire. It seems like they don't know what they're doing or anything. John hopped up on the nearest thing that'll kind of give them some elevation, and they'll say, "Oi, lads, what are you doing? You two, grab some buckets." And point to the men that followed him. You two, get some blankets. Start snuffing out that fire. Form a line to the well. Make some water come through. He's like just ordering people around, kind of getting everyone organized to put out this fire. And when he sees everything starts getting organized, if they listen to him, if they do what he says, then he's going to try and sneak off.
What's your charisma?
16.
Yeah, people are following you. People are doing what you said. Okay. Now, Rob, you're trying to sneak out of here without being noticed. Give me a
Yeah.
d6 roll and tell your stealth is 1, right? So, because you're a fighter.
Pardon me. Can you repeat that? Somebody was talking in the room here.
Yeah, roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
Sorry. Let's see here. Do I take notes from last time? You there, buddy?
Sorry, things got minimized, and I had to try to
Oh,
find
okay.
it.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, I rolled a 4.
A 4? Okay.
Yes.
So you are going to get spotted as you're working your way out of the camp. What's your lowest ability score?
Give me a minute here.
Yep. That'll determine whether you're spotted by soldiers or if you're spotted by camp followers.
Okay. Gotta pull up my character sheet. Everything's kind of a mess.
Actually, don't worry. My roll was decisive enough. It won't matter. You're spotted by soldiers.
Okay.
One soldier, though. Only one. I rolled randomly to see how many. One soldier spots you. Says, "You there! Stop!" And he starts walking towards you with his sword drawn.
I'll stop and I'll look at him and I'll reach up to my mouth and like my tongue has been pulled out, like use that kind of
Like you can't
gesture.
speak. All right, yeah, you
Yeah.
don't even understand what he said. That's true.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I think I might
You probably
realize,
understand, yeah, yeah.
yeah, the sword. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he comes up. He says, "What have you got there?" And he reaches for your bedroll.
I put my hands up like to sleep, like I don't want to go to sleep. Put the two hands together like a pillow, lay my head on it.
Okay. Yeah. He pulls it. He pulls it off you. Are you gonna let him?
Okay. If as he's trying to pull it, I'll pull my knife and try to stab him. I guess. I mean, I don't
Okay.
have a choice.
Cool. Let's see here. Yeah, he's thrown off because he thinks you actually are just some mute idiot. So you get a surprise action. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Okay. I'm trying to I'm trying to get my character sheet up here too. I can see what I'm doing, but everything's a mess. Sorry.
It's all right. Don't
Here
worry.
we go. Okay.
While this is all going on, Antonio, where are you? Are you watching from nearby? Did you go back to the inn?
No, I'm staying nearby because I was going to help him carry stuff if necessary.
Right. Okay. So you're just kind of a little bit outside the camp, basically.
Right.
Okay. Well, you definitely see all this chaos going on. You see there's a fire in the middle of the camp. There's people
As
shouting
soon
and
as
screaming.
as soon as I see the fire go up, I like slap my head.
Although the
Like,
fire seems to
ugh.
be being brought under control now.
Still, that means that if he said it, which is most likely, he is now walking around fully visible.
Indeed.
So I'm
Great.
rolling a d20, correct?
Yeah, for your attack. Yes, correct.
15.
Okay, plus all your modifiers. What's your melee modifier? It's ridiculous.
Let's
It
see.
definitely going to hit. So
Yeah, I
you can
got
roll
it.
damage with a knife. Dagger, I presume. Is it a dagger or just a knife?
It was a short sword knife kind of thing. That's the thing I started with in the game.
A short sword or
Is it a?
It was
Is it,
it was basically a short sword, which I figure
yeah,
was
that's
like the
1d6.
size of the Roman sword.
Yeah, it's
That's
about
kind
it's
of like
about
that size.
15 inches, maybe something like that.
Yeah,
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 d6
exactly.
damage.
D6
Yep.
damage.
hmm
Ah, shoot, just a 3.
A 3.
Yep.
Let me just double check. Soldier. Private. Yeah, you son of a bitch. Roll initiative.
now,
Okay.
and I've seen it, or
Did you follow him?
No.
Or did you
I
stay
was
back?
trying to sneak off so I could get back to the tent.
But then no, because he's not by the tent. He's sneaking back through the camp at the moment.
Okay.
Initiative is D8.
You might hear it though. You might hear the shout. Initiative is 1d6 plus or minus
1d6.
your dex modifier.
Okay. Okay. Roll the 2, which wasn't good.
Okay, he goes first. So he swings his sword at you. You're not wearing any armor, you said, right?
Right.
Okay, he hits you for 4 points of damage.
Ooh, okay.
And it's your attack. Your turn.
Okay. And he rolls a 19.
You see a group of camp followers starting to gather around in a circle around you, like, what's going on? That man, he's attacking the guards. Or attacking the soldiers.
Great.
You roll a 19, that's a hit. Give me damage. Well, he's only got 1 hit point left. You're going to kill him.
Okay.
How do you kill him?
How do I kill him?
Yep.
I distract him with my left hand and come in with the right up the stomach, up into his chest.
All right. Right through his buff coat, and he spits blood and drops to the ground dead. And the camp followers like start screaming, shouting. And they stand around you, but they don't try to engage you yet. But they're obviously
Can I
drawing attention.
can I go through them? Because I'm gonna run like hell to the shortest way to get out of this camp.
You can start running through them. Yeah, sure. You got all this stuff on you, so you just kind of barrel through them,
Yeah,
or you
dropping the
drop
blanket.
the
I'm
stuff.
just going. I'm just
Okay.
going hell mail. No blanket.
Okay.
Just the
Now,
stuff we needed.
John, you hear all this noise going on. You go back to the tent first. You look inside. You see like the stuff that had been taken from the in is gone except for a few weapons and a backpack.
I am like John's pretty confused at this. Like, what the fuck could have happened? And then he hears screaming on the other side of camp,
Yeah,
and
it's
I
not too
think
far
he's smart
from where you are.
enough, being giving his past and everything. He's smart enough to know a distraction. So in his head, oh shit, and he's gonna take off running towards where he heard the screaming from.
Okay, cool. So you won't be too far behind Rob as or Cole, I should say, as he's rushing through the camp. Followers are getting out of the way. They don't. He's got blood on him. I assume you still have your knife in your hand, or your short sword, I should say, or did you drop it, Rob?
Dogs are barking. Hold on just a second. Okay, somebody came in and the dog
All right.
started barking. Sorry about that.
So,
Okay.
are you still holding your knife or your short sword, or did you drop it?
Yes, yes. No, I'm
Okay.
holding it. Yeah.
Okay. So people are getting out of your way, but you're not running very fast because you're pretty heavily encumbered right now.
Right.
And you hear footsteps of somebody running up behind you. John, you see this person running ahead of you. He's got a saddlebag over each shoulder. He's got some extra weapons loaded up onto him. He's got a short sword in his hand, dripping blood. You ran past the body of the dead soldier, and the camp followers pointed the direction. They said, "He's over there. He ran that way," and you're like coming up on him.
Okay. Are there any chests or anything where I'm standing?
Chests? No. You're running
Okay.
through. You're running through
So
camp,
he has all the
basically.
gear on him.
Yeah, you
Okay.
didn't take the chest. Those two chests were still back there. Those were the
Okay.
camp's.
Cool. Okay. So cool. So I'm gonna tell everyone, quick, back to the camps. Go alert the guard. I'm gonna try to get everyone to run back to the camps. Like, I'll need help.
Okay. And so you hear shouting behind you. You don't know what's being said, Cole. But if you glance over your shoulder, you'll see this man, John Hammond, gaining on you quickly with his buff coat.
I'll,
Are you
I'll,
still carrying your pike, or did you ditch the pike?
I ditched the pike. I don't
Okay,
have
so
it.
just a sword, buff coat. That's it, and a Morian
My
helm.
sword's not drawn though. My sword's not drawn.
Okay,
Um, it's on my
good. You could
side.
definitely run faster with it not drawn, probably. So,
True.
what were you gonna say, Rob? Rob?
hold on. I'm having a speaker problem. Sorry.
Okay.
Let's see.
So Antonio, you can probably see now nearing the edge of the camp that you can see people moving away, spreading, and you can probably see um, in the camp still a little ways, but you can see Cole running with the stuff over his shoulder and a soldier charging up behind him, gaining on him quickly.
Okay, hold on a second then.
Mhm. In the meantime, back at the inn, Hobbs, I believe you had gone down to the wine cellar. Well, just the cellar. Anyway, it's got wine and beer and foods and all kinds of stuff in it.
Is it time for the main character of the story?
No, it's Hobbs' turn.
Okay. All right, yeah, I'll be going down to the cellar.
Yeah,
Take a look around.
yeah, it's food. Lots of food, wine, and beer. Actually, did they have wine? No, they didn't have wine. I apologize. No wine. It's lager, but there's loads of it, barrels of it. Yeah, there's like meat and cheese and vegetables, whatever.
All right, I'm gonna fill a sack with
Yeah, there's
various
plenty of
food stuff.
sacks.
Yeah, I'll fill a sack up with various
Just
food
loading
stuffs.
up with meat and cheese and bread. And
Gotta stock up for the road, man.
radishes, and who knows what else. Yeah,
So get a
potatoes.
nice full sack, and I'm gonna check around, see if there's any like hidden compartments or anything. Maybe find
Okay.
a secret door or a treasure or something.
Yeah, you don't find any secret doors.
All right. Uh, I'll spend another turn. How many turns do I have to since they've been gone?
Oh, probably at least 3.
All right, I'll
Nope,
make
nothing on the
another.
second turn. Nothing on the third turn. Did you
All
search for
right.
like a half an hour? You know, I imagine you probably helped
Damn it!
yourself. You've been chewing on some bread and
Oh yeah,
cheese
definitely.
and drinking
Uh,
a little lager.
oh yeah, I've been eating and drinking the whole time I've been
And
searching this place. All right, feeling a little defeated, I'll go back upstairs with 2 big helpings of food and cheese and whatever they had down there. A little bit of everything.
okay, so you
Yeah,
just go right back up to the common room with the dead
yeah, I'm
soldiers
not
and.
hearing him.
Hmm?
Yeah, definitely. And then I want to go. Do they have a? They didn't have like a backpack on them or anything, huh?
The soldiers? No.
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
Is there a backpack somewhere?
Boom. Let's see here. Not like in the inn. No. Do you want to go to the
Yeah. Let me check
into the
upstairs.
house, or do you want like because you have access to to the Herzog's home now? You know there
Oh, I
might.
do, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go in there and search around for a bit.
Let me see. That's the inn, the second floor. That's the cellar. That's yeah. I mean, what do they have? They have a kitchen, master bedroom, a sitting room, and a pantry. That's it. So there's not much to the home, but um, is there anything worth finding in there? Well, if that hasn't already been taken by the guards,
Yeah,
probably not.
it's the same thing again.
You'll find a backpack though.
I'm hearing
I can hear you, Rob. You can't hear us?
nothing from them.
Okay, Rob is
Yeah.
having sound issues apparently.
All right. Well, I'll take that backpack and then I'll throw my spell book and
Shit.
my wife in there,
Okay.
and then I will get the. Are the horses still penned up?
Outside?
Yeah.
Well, interesting about that. You go outside to check. Um,
Oh
let's
God.
see.
Last episode, you said they were still there
Yeah,
because
but
only the
Katarina has
one
left since then. Did Katarina take any of the horses?
oh, she was taking hers.
Okay, so Katarina's horse is missing.
Hey, wouldn't I have seen her leave?
No, because you were in the cellar.
All right, fair enough, fair
You were in
enough.
the cellar for over half an hour.
That's true. That's true. All right, I'm gonna take. How many horses are there?
Trying to remember now. I think there was one for each of you, right? So
Yeah, there's one for each.
there's a horse for Hobbs, a horse for
Two.
Medina.
There were some that were already
3
in
in
the
a stable. Yeah.
The barn had room for 2 more,
Yeah, there was
which
2 more in the barn as well.
Antonio's,
It was that
yeah,
couple's
and
horses,
Medina's was
and my horse, and then the rest were tied up outside.
So yeah, there's gonna be a total of 5 horses, including the 2 that belong to the Herzogs.
All right, so I'm gonna bring all the horses out, and then I'm gonna ride one and like pull the other ones with me and go towards the camp. But I'm not gonna go
All the way.
I'm not all the way. I'm just gonna
You start
stay
riding
like
towards the camp. Okay, cool.
yeah, quietly.
No problem.
All right, and that's what I'll do.
Very good. Now, Rob, are you back yet?
Yeah, sorry about that. I had
Oh,
some audio issues.
yeah, I know. It's all good. So, what were you doing now when you see this soldiers running up behind you?
A soldier?
Yeah, he's catching on you
I
quick because you're carrying too much stuff to run away very, very well.
yeah. Okay, I'll turn on him with the short sword and I'll say in English because that's the only thing I know to begin with.
Now
And
he's
I'll tell
alone
him,
at the moment, but there are some camp followers still gathering around.
yeah, I'll just say it to him just to show him that I said, I've already killed one of you. You want to be the second one? I point my knife towards him.
He says to you in English,
John.
John.
Yeah, John eyes widen and he gets a big grin on his face And he says, fellow Englishmen. Well, those supplies aren't going to carry themselves. He starts like knocking his helmet off and like taking the buff coat on. And he's like,
Okay.
come on, we'll split. We'll talk about the split later.
Very well, let's go.
Okay. So he takes half the load off of you. And the camp follower's like, what just happened? But you guys are armed and they're not, so they get the fuck out of the way. You
Okay,
see
then,
this. You see this as well, Antonio. As you're probably preparing something, I presume. But
you know
Yeah, I
you
was
know
getting ready to unleash a shitload of magic missiles on this fucker.
but he now seems to. He takes off his buff coat and helmet, and he's now running out with Cole helping to carry the stuff.
That seems suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they'll get to the edge of the camp. Camp followers won't follow them outside of the camp. There is definitely some noise going on further in the camp. They reckon it's probably only a matter of minutes before more soldiers start to come in pursuit. But you can meet them outside the camp if you wish, Antonio.
Yeah, I will.
Also helping to share the load, make it even easier.
How many horses are here?
None at the moment. They don't
Okay,
have any
so
horses here at the moment. It's just
okay,
three of them
so
afoot
in a
and
fleet of
Antonio's
excitement, then in a fleet of excitement, then John runs up and says, Where's the horses?"
Well, strange person, there are no horses. This was meant to be quiet. And I turn and look at Cole and raise an eyebrow.
You two didn't bring
I
any
was
horses.
supposed to be invisible.
You must be the worst thieves ever. Invisible. Look, I don't know what the fuck you two are talking to about. We got to get out of here. I heard there's an inn right up the road. Come on, maybe we can hide the stuff there.
I'm still wondering, who the hell is this guy?
I tell him in English. I tell the new person here. I tell him this is all his belongings. So it belongs to him, and it's his duty to give you what he thinks is worth the reward for helping get him.
All right, he's the leader. Okay, so I'll talk my split over with him. Come on, tell him we got to get out of here. Tell him about the inn up the road.
Yeah, well,
speak-
I'll
you
talk
speak
in
English,
Dutch.
Antonio?
I do not.
Okay, right.
Oh, you don't speak English? I thought
Nope.
you did. Oh, okay. I'll tell him in
Nope.
Dutch then. I'll tell him in Dutch.
Let me see if I speak Dutch. Real quick. My language is a two. Yeah, we still got Dutch as our common language together.
Good.
And so he'll go. So he'll say, Dutch. Like you both speak Dutch. Great. Like, come on, let's get out the road. We'll discuss the cut that you owe me later.
Yes, cut. All right, start walking towards the inn.
Okay. It won't be. You'll be walking for a few minutes when you'll see a
This
horse
is probably
train.
when John notices your leg.
Oh yeah, he's hobbling on a. Yeah, he moves half speed. That's right. You're really slowed.
Mm-hmm.
But
a one-eyed guy got a one-legged guy to a heist like this. You two really are the worst thieves ever.
as the
Good to see you.
as the sky
good to
starts
see
to lighten up a little bit with the hint of dawn coming, you see coming over a hill a train of horses. Hobbs sitting on the back of one, taking a bite out of a wheel of cheese.
I knew that you had horses.
Has Hobbs taken the time to put any clothes on yet?
Yeah, I just have. Well, it's just a buff coat.
Okay, so you're naked except for a buff coat.
He's got a buff coat on. He's not wearing any trousers.
Yep.
All right, that's fine.
And do I see them?
Yeah, you do. You do.
All right. I'll kind of frown a little bit because I was gonna sell these horses in town, but seeing them, I guess I'll just go with them again.
What
Couldn't
a
hurt.
lifesaver, Hobbs. You came in just the right time. Thank you
my,
for bringing
my,
horses for us.
Oh, Hobbs, another good Englishman then. Yeah,
another Englishman.
Hobbs.
What is your name, new friend?
We gotta get going. Let's head. Well, we better head opposite because that way leads to the camp.
Yeah. The camp was south of the inn, so you guys probably heading north. You were originally heading west in the first place, right? So.
Yep.
Here,
Northwest.
you guys can borrow one of my many horses.
Yes, I'll take mine. Thank you very much.
John will throw his saddle up on the horse, and he'll like hop up real smooth and turn it around and just start riding off as fast as he can.
Now you
Like
will
Right.
notice, perhaps at this time, Valenti and Cole, that there's no Katerina, and her horse isn't there either.
Hmm. Anyone seen the lass?
The who?
The young woman who was traveling with us.
I don't recall.
Hmm.
Damn.
And I'll look at Sobs a little suspiciously.
I know. I knew that was coming.
You don't happen to have another stroll in your. I
Well, we don't know about that. Oh,
just joking.
Well, you guys don't you guys know about it? You guys saw me grab it and run out.
right. But we don't know what that's all about.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just a fan of Shakespeare.
Ooh.
Hmm. Well, I'm still a little suspicious of him, but her horse is not there either, so that's probably a beyond him to think of ditching her horse, in my opinion, of his ability to secretly murder party members.
Do we have anything left at the end that we need to go back to pick up, or we just need to leave?
I think we just need to get out of here as quick
I
as
don't
possible.
think there's anything worth going back for.
No, I don't think so either myself.
I'll hold up my 2 bags of food though, and I'll say, "Well, we're good for food for a while."
All of my money was in the bags that they stole, so
Yeah.
and I had the rest in the belt pouch. So I got dressed, I grabbed all that, which
Okay.
wasn't a lot of coin. I was going to be left with like 16 silver to get back to Amsterdam with without the money from the bag,
Not anymore, thankfully.
right?
And thanks to Hobbs's quick thinking, you've got you get your horses, and you're able to actually get away from the camp before soldiers, because the soldiers, they don't actually have horses, so
Excellent.
they're on foot for the most part. It's an infantry company basically. So yeah.
Good.
So you're able to get away from the source from the soldiers. You know,
Wonderful.
in the distance behind you, you might see the inn go up in flames. Um,
Well,
you know, but
so goes every inn we stay at,
apparently so.
That's true.
I can't wait for you guys to get back to Amsterdam. Jeez.
right? So we stop burning inns down. God damn.
we did burn down an inn in Amsterdam. Though, remember?
No, that was in a different city.
Yeah, that was in Nijmegen, wasn't it?
No, it happened in Amsterdam because it was the cheap hotel. Rachel was staying in it at the time, and she
Oh,
You're
lost.
that's
right. Yeah,
right.
it was Amsterdam. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you did burn down in Amsterdam. That's right. Well, one of the party did. Who was that?
The only city that we haven't burned down a thing in was the one we visited to get the.
Oh, that was Jose's character, wasn't it? That got
Yes.
and burned down the end.
Mhm.
Yeah. Fun times. Okay, so
Mhm.
you guys are riding off northwest, deeper
Into the sunrise.
deeper into the Holy Roman Empire.
We'll go
So
around,
the
cut around,
sunrise is in the east and sets in the west. You're heading northwest. So yeah,
away from the sunrise.
but yeah, and you have time to get to know each other, since you have another person with you now that you've never met before. Katerina is absent. Her horse is absent as well. You would notice.
It makes me
Medina's
wonder where
horse.
she
You have
went.
Medina's horse, but you don't have Medina.
Well, he knows where Amsterdam is. Hopefully, he'll catch up to us.
He wasn't much interested in us at the last point we had him around
True.
anyway, so
True.
he may want to take off on his own. Who knows?
Yeah, he definitely was not happy with us. I don't know why.
So aren't we a jolly crew? We have myself with the bare clothing that I have with one knife, and we have Hobbs with a coat, and I don't want to know what's underneath that coat, so I'm not going to ask.
His buff is under there.
Yeah, and there's I'm basically probably riding bareback unless he brought saddles with
So
him.
you said you left your brace of pistols behind, Rob?
Yep, that's what I did.
What about the powder horn and the shot bag? You left those behind too, or?
Eh,
Hmm? Uh-oh. Anybody there?
I'm here.
Okay, cool.
Where?
I thought I lost internet for a second there.
What's
All
the
right, Rob.
weight on? What's the weight on them?
Each
On
one would be an encumbering item.
them? I mean, if you think it, I mean, I didn't say I did when I was in there,
Okay.
so
No, you can say
I'll
you
leave it.
brought them. You just left the pistols behind. That's fair.
Yeah, I did state definitely I left the pistols because
You can always
there's
find another pistol at some point,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
or a rifle, or whatever. All right. You ride off. Yeah. So I guess now would be a good time to find out who your new friend is, if you want. Or do you want to take a bio break first?
That'd be
How long have
good.
we been going?
Sounds good.
Yeah, we've been going an hour. Let's take a quick bio break.
All right.
Sounds good.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Ah, so fancy.
Dissolve.
What do you think of the new character so far?
Is he a specialist? He's a specialist, right?
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
special.
that's cool. Was it
Told
all, well,
you my high charisma. I love my high charisma characters.
yeah, it helped out.
This is what I meant when I was like saying in our private chat, like with like high charisma, it feels like you can do so much more.
Right. And he's a high level specialist, so you have like a shitload of skill points.
Yeah, 5th level, and I've adequated them mostly to being like uh, pretty fiefy.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it fits his background really well. And I mean, it could totally, like, even you knowing his backstory, it could totally make sense that he's probably been to Amsterdam before.
Oh yeah.
He could have easily learned Dutch somewhere.
Sure. I got no problems with it. Honestly, I would have been more disappointed if he
He's
didn't
been
speak
on a
Dutch.
ship.
I would have been more
Like a
disappointed if he
pirate.
didn't speak Dutch. If I recall correctly, did we not say
Pirate's
that?
such a cool word, like a privateer.
Excuse me. Can you hear me? Hello.
I'm ready to get to Amsterdam.
Oh fuck!
I
I
think
muted myself.
privateers actually didn't come along until like the late pirate age, or until like I think it was like the 1670s, and like we're in the 1630s, so this is very early pirate times. During the 1630s, they were mostly like from France, and they were hit ships heading to Tortuga. But I mean, that doesn't mean that there weren't other kinds of pirates. But
Can
that
you
was
guys
like
hear me?
the
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
first.
Okay, cool. Wasn't sure for a second there if my voice was coming through. If I recall correctly, Crystal, did we not say you were on the same
Well,
ship that?
now I can't hear you. It's like
Yeah,
you're
now I
walking
can't
away.
hear you.
Seriously? You can hear me now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How about now? Is it louder?
It's like
yeah,
really echoey.
What the
yeah.
fuck, man? This is something to do with my sound again. It seems to be going through. Should be coming through my heads. Oh, here's why. Fuck, I've had the wrong microphone selected the entire time.
That sounds
Uh-huh.
better.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Yeah, that's a
God
much
damn it.
better.
Sorry about that. I've had the wrong microphone selected for the whole fucking thing again.
I think I did that last session. I was using my computer microphone instead of
Same
my
thing as what
snowball.
I just did.
All right.
Fuck's sake. Anyway, did we not say that John was on the same ship that Cole was on?
Yeah, that was our agreement. I was trying to see who they were scuttled by again, because I'll probably bring it up as
Well,
we're
they weren't scuttled, but the ship was confiscated, I think, by
HRE. Wait, no,
um actually I think it was Was it the
Is
HRE?
it,
No, he managed to slip on an HRE. Hold
it
on.
was the it was over there at that city where we first started.
Well, it was in
Where the
Hamburg. It was before you went there. Yeah.
was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was Hamburg.
I thought I got let off there at that
Yeah.
place,
Well,
but
you
this
guys
is
were
where-
all on kind of shore leave at the time, and but then the ship was confiscated. Yeah, it would have been by the Holy Roman Empire. Ship was confiscated by the Empire, and then the crew basically ended up fleeing south because the Swedes were invading. Gustavus Adolphus and crew were invading the north. So yeah, that's how they ended up making their way down to Karlstadt, etc., for the beginning of the campaign.
That's right, because I wasn't part of the very beginning. I trailed them after they'd already left.
I think you joined around session 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then so yeah, so actually, Cole, you might. Well, we can roleplay that once we get back from the break, but you will probably recognize John eventually, and he you as well, since you were crew on the same ship.
Sounds good.
Can we name the ship, or because we would have known the ship that we were on, right?
Yeah, if you guys want to come over, so go for it. I'm gonna put my headset down because I'm gonna go to the toilet. I'll be back in a few.
The Golden Fortune. How about that?
That's fine. I have no, you know, no dog in the fight on that one. That's just fine. I don't care what you name it. As long as it sounds fine, and that sounded fine.
Golden Fortune. I like it. The Golden Fortune.
What's the game plan after Amsterdam?
I'm back.
Go get rich.
Well, we're gonna get rich before we ever go to England because we know we want to go there as rich men, not poor men.
Mm-hmm.
That's what me and Antonio's plan has been for the last while, is to make as much money as we can.
I need to get in on that Van Oomps money.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, if Antonio, if John hears about that money, yeah, he'll definitely be interested. John's probably gonna be like, "So, do you not wear pants often, or?"
Well, about that.
Now let's get back in game before we start that.
Well, Hob, now you got another guy to follow around.
Yeah,
I know nobody will ever replace my Antonio.
of course.
Maybe yeah, hopefully he'll join back after he gets through with whatever he has to do this last
I
time.
I miss him already. I need to make up like a song for Antonio.
Are you, Ronnie? Are you playing in that game tomorrow night? The the Santa game.
Yeah, the Santa game. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I've I have an invitation to join. I couldn't find out where the page was that talked about the game again. I've seen a couple of different ones, and I'm not sure I know which one it was.
I'll look for it after the game. I'll try and send it to you.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, I know it's a limitations game, but
Yeah, it's Lamentations, and I think he said it's only fighter and specialist.
yeah, and it's first level, isn't it? Right?
I think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It starts at well, I'm in California, so it starts at 6, I think here.
I don't actually know the guy.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's Christopher or something
Yeah,
with a
something.
K. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
got
It
it.
seemed like it's kind of new at the forum.
Yeah, yeah. There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah. It
That's cool.
sounded nice. Yeah, I mean,
I guess I'm popular now since I'm a official person.
Now,
Uh,
Carousel is a good bloke. You'll have fun.
That's good.
good, good. Yeah, it sounds like a interesting game from what I remember the description, but I can't find where it was posted at to go renew my information on it. But it had Santa in it, so it's Christmas time. That's interesting.
Yeah, pizza sounds hell good right now.
Mm.
Bruh. Oh, yeah. I'm about to get. I'm about
Oh
to get
yeah, I
some.
love cheeseburger pizza.
I'm about to get a burger from like a mom and pop place. That shit can be good. Wow, that sounds really weird.
If I start like talking too much or like spotlight hogging or anything, please let me know because I can get yeah because I want to yeah I don't want to yeah
Right.
because like when I play charisma characters like it's like I can like like I can sometimes you know I have a tendency to have a hard time turning it off. So if I start speaking over you or anything, please let me know and I'll tone it
Okay,
down.
if you start talking too much, Hobbs will only
Mhm.
kill you in your sleep.
You don't
Yeah,
want to have a naked Hobbs showing up to my house. So
yeah, Trista. There's on my end. There's been no complaint since we've all had a little talk with everybody, together, and kind of aired what was bothering us on both sides of the issue, and I feel great. I mean, we have a good game going here. Appreciate you being here.
But there was an issue.
appreciate you guys letting me know because like I certainly I don't want to spoil anyone's fun or anything like that.
Yeah, well, that's good that you're open to stuff like that, and that helps you. What not to do somewhere else too. So it's a learning process for everybody. So that's good.
Yeah.
Now, if we could just get Ronnie in line, we'd be set.
Hey,
Joking.
I already, I
Yeah.
already asked if I was being weird, too weird or not. And you guys said it was cool.
No, it is.
Oh
It's
yeah.
fun, and you play that character. You play that character a little too well sometimes.
Yeah.
It's, it's,
That's what I think. I think I don't want to
Yeah.
visit me in real life.
It's funny because all my characters end up being a little too weird.
uh,
I,
I mean,
I'm very open about my nudist.
I didn't
Nudist.
say that. Like I would never say that in front of Ronnie.
Now that I think about it, Hobbs and I kind of have the same body type.
no, that's a good thing about RPGs is you're playing a character, and so you just have your character be totally opposite of what you are, and let your acting, you know, take over and enjoy the acting part of it. That's what I've always
Yeah.
liked about it.
Yeah. I mean, I've played people that are like completely antithetical to like what I actually believe in real life and shit. Like I've had like in real life, like I'm not religious, and I've had like super religious characters. I've had like super sexist characters before.
Hey, back in the day when we played Middle Earth, or the Lord of the Rings kind of setting, I played a elf that was a sunbather all the time, and so he was a nudist, and he would always make everybody in the camp feel uncomfortable. So I guess I was the Hobbes of that campaign.
I had this friend one time. I had this friend one time who he said like he didn't give a shit about like bikini armor. He said like no matter what you wear, like if it's chain bikini, it still is gonna like weigh the same and it's gonna like be just as protective as if it were anything else. So I made this character who the background was that he was a male stripper who accidentally got stuck into joining the group. Like he was actually trying to find a show and ended up with the group by mistake. He was a magic user, and so and I described how like he was wearing like this bikini, like it's just like a chainmail bikini, and I was like, it's actually chainmail because that's what you said. And then there was like this one time when we were all like headed to bed, and I described how my character like took off his chainmail bikini, and he had on just like a loincloth underneath, and then he kind of just like chucked his chainmail bikini behind him, and you hear it hit the ground like boom because it's actually like 50 pounds worth of like chainmail. It was hilarious.
All right, so I'm about ready to
For
resume.
telling
Is
me
everybody
that
back?
the laws of physics don't apply anymore. Yep.
Just Merrick. I haven't heard anything from in a while.
I've been back for a while. I did announce myself.
Did you? Okay, I missed it
Yep.
again. Wow, that's twice you've snuck up on me today.
Mwah, wah, wah.
We should have let him go in the camp and do all that.
Well, I was going to
Yeah.
originally, except for the fact that I got a wooden foot and I wouldn't be able to carry
Yeah,
shit.
your leg.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to stuff my face with some pizza, so I feel much better.
That was a great meeting. You're going to go, oh shit, you brought a guy with one leg to do this job?
Yeah, right.
Idiots.
Okay, so now as you're riding, the dawn is breaking um, behind you.
Oh, it's horrible thieves.
You're making your way out of Bohemia, up into the Ore Mountains, and deeper into the Holy Roman Empire. You will probably around this time, John and Cole realize that you know each other. You've met before.
Now that's became daylight, yeah, we might be seeing each other a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine that John, I mean, I kind of like, I think like John would be telling them all because I mean, they're all kind of traveling together now, things that they've been able to probably slow down knowing that the Empire is not going to catch up. So I could imagine John like telling everyone, like, yeah, my name is actually John. Like, come from, England. And then he probably, that's when he mentions, I was aboard the Golden Fortune, privateer. I'm going to say privateers existed in this time, but they didn't. I was a privateer upon the Golden Fortune, and that's probably like, oh, I was aboard the Golden Fortune. So
Exactly, yeah. So you recognize that right away, Cole. That was the ship that you were on as well when you guys had docked in Hamburg and you were kind of enjoying some time off, some shore leave. When the ship was taken by the Holy Roman Empire, and that's when you kind of became a refugee and ended up getting stuck in the middle of the war, but how you ended up kind of fleeing the advancing Swedish army down to Karlstadt. And that's when you met up with some other crewmates, and you know what all happened from there.
yeah, and then I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cole.
And once you say the name of the ship, I kind of look you over again. It's been what? How long has that been? A year? More than a
Oh,
year?
I'll tell you. Let's see. It's now August of 1632. It's been about a year. It's been
Okay.
close to a year.
So I look him over and you did the day crew part of the ship, right?
Hi, yeah, we were headed out that morning when the Germans came in and board our ship. We tried to give them a what for, but they came up on us so quickly, and we were all just kind of overwhelmed. So I managed to, in the confusion, grab the uniform of a dead soldier. Been hanging out, biding my time, trying to get away ever since.
Yeah, I'm Cole. Remember I did mostly the night shifts and you were doing the day shifts. So we kind of passed parting, here and there, a meal together once in a while. They didn't recognize you in the dark or the dawn anyway. But yeah, now that I look at you, yeah. Okay, well, glad you were able to make it out of there.
Hi, you as well, and seem to be doing quite well for yourself since you gotten away from there.
Well, not at the moment. I have just this sword to my name. Here.
Hey, I helped you get those saddlebags out. Don't think I didn't see what they brought in. I was looking at that coin way before you showed up. How'd you get in the camp anyway?
Yeah, I've become pretty stealthy sometimes.
I see. Well, you sure were. Like being able to start that fire without anyone noticing. That takes a hell of some stealth, lad.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
How about you, Hobbs? Hobbs is definitely a good English name. Where are you hail from?
I'm gonna look over at this man, and I was chewing on some cheese, and I kind of there's like a realization on my face, and I look him up and down. And I say, "Wait a minute, you're not Antonio. Who are you?" I look around at the other guys. Where's Antonio? Who is this man?
Antonio left. Remember, he left to go talk about the children for the
Army captain.
captain of the army.
And why is he not back with us?
Don't ask me. You haven't seen him.
Oh, Antonio.
I
Did you finally,
believe someone stole his horse.
Antonio, did you go back to the plains of Africa once more? I'll find you, my friend.
Leans into Valente and says, I don't believe this man's cheese is all on his cracker.
What language do you say that in?
Dutch. I mean, that's what we're all commonly speaking right now. So.
Oh, I thought you guys were all talking in English because you're doing your English club thing.
Oh, well, I mean, I know you know Dutch, so
I was just wondering.
I've been speaking Dutch this whole time.
Yeah, I wouldn't talk English conversationally in front of you where you couldn't understand. That'd be rude.
It wouldn't bother me.
I'll
Because
go
I just
back
kind of
to-
give this John character the suspicious eye and like urge my horse to move forward a little quicker.
All right. So anyway, I figured, maybe 30% of the split should be a fair take, right? I mean, you wouldn't have got out of there if it hadn't been for me.
Well, I think we would have gotten just fine.
No.
Of course, it would have been much easier if someone hadn't started a fire. Yeah, look at Cole.
I mean, lad, you may be good at sneaking, but there's no way you're going to sneak through a army full of men. I mean, you'd have to be invisible.
Well, you got your point, Antonio. So I mean, where there wasn't much loss there, you got what you needed, basically.
Well, it's not my coin; it is our coin. But we've worked hard to receive.
True, true.
Here to our coin. I'll lift up my cheese.
I tell you what, there's four of us, so I'll just take a fair 25%. We all get our quarter. I think that's fair enough.
Let's see. No.
John, you gotta.
What do you figure?
John. We've been working a long time for this much money. You've been working what? See, I look at the sun out
And
there.
you'd have lost all that money
hours.
had I not come along and helped you.
We didn't say we might give you anything or nothing. We're not going to give you a quarter of it, though. That's the problem.
All right, okay, fair enough.
We are considered fair people.
I'm a negotiator. I'm willing to listen to your offer.
I'll root around in the bag a little bit, and I will pull out 4 gold pieces and toss it at him. There.
Mm-hmm. Old 200 silver pieces to pull your ass out of the fire. Should have shot you and taken the reward.
Well, you're now you're AWOL because you were wearing the Army's colors, so you apparently joined the Army. So now
I told you,
a desert,
I
you're a
was fighting with
deserter.
them.
You're a deserter now. So you're in
Yeah,
the
I was
same
never a part of them
situation.
anyway.
You're in the situation that we're in. So we can either be a good team together to get the hell out of this area, or we can do our separate
Well,
ways. I mean, me and Antonio have known each other for over a year now, and or about close to a year, and you know, we've worked hard for this. This is our way to get back to England. And who knows
I'm not. I'm not a.
if you're all right with us and stuff, we may be able to help you find some interesting. I wouldn't call them a job. I would call interesting things to do to earn some bigger bucks.
Of course. Look, I wasn't saying I was gonna shoot you. I said I should have back then. But you're right. There's no way I could go back now. Besides, you think I really want to be a part of those German idiots, like fighting their whole religious war and whatnot? I was only hiding among them because my ship was scuttled. I haven't had enough gold until lately to get out. I'll take your
They
sword of gold.
did they know you were English?
Maybe later I'll learn that quarter.
Did they know you were English?
If they knew I was English, I wouldn't be here, would I?
Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Because you're a Protestant through and through, just like I was supposed to be.
John will say something in German, like, I hid among them. They never even knew what they were doing because, they're nothing but idiots. He'll say that in German.
So, Hobbs, are you a
Nah,
Protestant or a Catholic?
yes,
Yes, you're both.
I am Catholic.
Very well.
He
I
just
think you're
stares
Catholic.
off into space.
I think you're Catholic when we're here in Germany, and you're Protestant when you're in England. Correct?
Well, well, sir, that's blasphemy. What you speak of? I'm a proud Catholic, through and through.
Oh yeah, I can tell by the cross you're wearing. Okay.
Well, my cross is stolen from me.
So you
Where
guys, sorry, go ahead.
now that I think about it, where is my backpack?
Perhaps you left it at the inn.
No, no, no. Those soldiers took my backpack.
Was there anything in the back
Oh.
path worth keeping?
One item,
What was in it?
a silver dagger.
Mm. It's probably here with the saddlebags in.
Look over at them and look at the saddlebags, expecting.
I look at Antonio. Kind of give him the, you want us to give it to him or you don't? What?
What silver dagger is he talking about?
I've never seen one myself.
It
I'll
was, it
start
was
rooting through the bags.
Did you actually have a backpack with a silver dagger in it, Hubs?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, yeah, then it'll be there.
Here you are. And they'll toss it over to him.
All right, I'll grab it. All right.
Or hand it to him rather than throw it, sorry.
Consider the horse payment paid.
Okay.
Everyone's so demanding of being paid for services all of a sudden.
So how many horses did we get for that?
Do you work for free, sir? I'm sorry,
Oh, speaking of which, and I look over at the Englishman, that horse will cost you 2 gold pieces.
Sorry, I don't have 2 gold pieces to my name, but I'll buy you a drink as soon as we get back to where are we going again?
Amsterdam.
I'll raise an eyebrow and I'll say, you know,
Amsterdam, you were good to me the last time I was there.
tell you what, I'll give you a deal. One gold piece for the horse.
My horse usually costs like 100 silver pieces, right?
They cost
Uh,
200.
yeah, that's 4 gold.
I think, right?
Yeah, I think they're 200 silver. Yeah, that sounds
Let me
about
see.
right.
Let me see. Yeah, sure.
Depends on the
We trust
horse.
we trust you, Hobbs.
Yeah,
Horse, like a riding horse,
yeah,
costs
100 silver
100 silver pieces.
pieces.
That's two gold. Yeah.
So
And
off out of game, and uh, did you bought all those, didn't you, Mayor? You bought all
It
the
did.
horses. Yeah.
I did buy
Okay.
all the horses.
yeah, but 2 of these horses are from the inn.
It's
Okay.
true.
And the rest. How many horses did you
Katarina
did?
took one, but I
Okay.
think she had her
Katarina
own.
had one.
She had her own.
Yeah, she had her own.
Yeah.
So I bought 4 horses, I believe. When we
let's not
left,
get in. Let's not get into the messy details here. Let's just
I'll buy
go on
you,
with this gold piece
buy you a
transaction.
nice big L as soon as we get back to Amsterdam.
Well, sir, I saw that you just got paid 4 gold coins. I'm only
Yes.
requesting 1.
Is that what
gold coin.
happened?
Or
I don't
what are you
recall.
What are you requesting money for?
What do you mean?
I'm just wondering what you're charging me for.
For the horse?
Here it is.
The horse that I bought?
No. The horse that I found.
Oh, one of those horses.
Yes.
Oh, very well then. And I checked to see what horse John is riding and see that it's one of the ones that I didn't buy and
Yeah.
let him carry on. Yep, I'm not going to involve myself in that transaction then.
You also noticed that I'm sitting on the horse that you bought.
That's fine because that's the horse that I assigned to you.
All right.
Do you have your horse, Antonio? The one Pegasus?
Yep.
Well, sir, and I'll hold out my hand, my greasy hand.
Mr. Hobbs, certainly you understand that you wouldn't have gotten the money that may or may not have been paid to me had it not been for me in the first place.
Crap.
So you're saying is you're not going to give me the gold coin?
I said I'd buy you some drinks when we got back. Is that not good enough? Do you not want a good drink with John Hammond?
I'll pass.
Ah, fine, you greedy English bastard. And he'll just kind of laugh and flick you a gold coin.
Nice. I'll smile at it and I'll put it away somewhere where you don't quite see.
Well, which is interesting since he's only wearing a buff coat.
Exactly.
He doesn't have any pockets.
Exactly.
Buff coat might have pockets.
Probably not.
Inside,
But probably it
inside
might.
the coat.
Somewhere inside that coat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I'll go back to my nice big wheel cheese. Onward to Amsterdam.
Onward to Amsterdam. As long as you guys have me in your company. I'm not going back to those German fools anytime soon.
So, Hobbs, you gonna turn off a piece of that cheese for the rest of us?
Oh yeah, of course, and I'll get my spare bag and I'll hand it to Antonio. Here, I got this for you guys, my
What's all
best
this?
friends.
Check inside. See what monstrosity he's putting there.
I think
It's
it's just cheese.
food stuff.
bread
Yeah,
and
food
meat,
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Good job,
Awesome.
Hobbs. Good job.
All right, that'll be 1 gold coin.
Just put it on my tab.
You know
I
what?
will
You know
trade
what?
you.
To be fair, you did give me this horse. So I'll only charge you half a gold coin.
And I will charge you half a horse.
I'll give a good hearty laugh. Fair enough. Have your food stuff on the House of Hobbs.
Much obliged.
And I'll look over at the new Englishman and I'll kind of squint at him. You're not Antonio.
Sorry.
Aye, can I have that?
Okay.
I'm going to hand the food to Cole because I'm not hungry at the moment.
Being invisible here worked up an appetite. So, and killing that
Sure,
gold.
definitely.
So he will eat as he's riding. He'll just grab something that he can chew on while he's riding.
Very good. So your let me see here. Actually, pull up my map. That'd probably be a good idea. I should have done that before. I have it here. Bookmarks. Other bookmarks. Rogues to riches. Yeah, it's a shit map, but it's a map nonetheless. Okay. So as you're traveling across the imperial lands, you probably want to keep a relatively low profile.
Definitely.
So this is a good couple of days after the events that took place regarding the army camp. So it's like the 4th of August, and it's getting dark, and you're in a forest. Traveling along a road through the forest, but a trail or whatever you want to call it, a path. And it's time to set up camp again because it's starting to get dark, and you know how it is when it gets dark in the forest.
Right.
I imagine you probably want to set your camp up a little bit off the road, not like in the middle of the road.
Oh gosh, yeah, definitely not.
Find a more sheltered area. It is summertime. The weather is quite warm. As you're setting up your camp, let's see here. Let's just pick randomly which one of you. John, you see, kind of look like just the. I imagine you guys probably. Would you even get a fire going since it's so warm? You might not need one.
Probably a small one for like
Small
heating
fire?
up food, but
Sure.
other than
Okay.
and fire is also good for scaring off animals.
That's true too. Yeah, good point. So you get a small fire going, and you have your personal little tents and sleeping rolls, whatever bed rolls set up. And John, you kind of see you're looking at these trees, and you think you hear a sound, and you kind of look more intently, and you see the silhouette of a man step out from behind one of the trees. It's just dark silhouette. You can't see any detail. It's too far away to make anything out other than just the. It seems like he's wearing all black, like so deep black. It's like it's like he's made out of shadow.
Would there be a place that John could quickly hide?
You could dive into a bush or something. Yeah.
I mean, if I mean, I want to know. I mean, is it obvious that he's seen me?
Yeah. As you do so, he's turning and pointing his hand towards your camp. You see the silhouette of his arm kind of rise up and point towards your fire.
Okay.
About this time, the rest of you will probably take notice too, as you see John kind of like go into defensive mode.
Yeah, John's gonna he'll put his hand on his holster, and he's gonna say to the group to get their attention. You guys don't have any other friends in these woods, do you?
No.
And the man's voice booms out,
We do now.
"Thou shalt suffer."
Well, great.
And he says no more. Stands there pointing in your direction. He said, "You still can't see any detail of it, just fucking black."
He said, "Thou shalt suffer no more."
He said, "Thou shalt suffer." That's it.
Oh, and no more. Got it. Okay. Be cautiously wary.
Just standing there pointing at you.
John's gonna quickly look behind him, make sure no one's coming up behind them.
Yeah, you don't see anyone, no?
Does he
Oh,
have
wait.
like? Do I see this guy?
Yeah.
What language did he speak?
Oh, that's a good point. You heard it in English, but Antonio Valenti heard it in Italian.
But we wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know, no.
I
Okay,
don't.
but I'm a rather smart person, so he says that, and I'll say, he said, "Thou shalt suffer no more."
No,
Why?
thou shalt suffer.
Thou
You
shalt
said-
suffer. Sorry, no, I keep wanting to say no
I
more.
said no more. He said nothing more. Sorry.
I got it. No, he said, "Thou shalt
Alright.
suffer."
I'm gonna throw my silver dagger at him.
Roll to hit. Ranged attack.
15 plus or minus 1. Damn, this fucking negative 1 in this dexterity. Yeah, so it's 14.
Okay,
Or,
damage.
no. 3.
Okay, and you hear a girl scream and collapses. Or like a young girl scream.
Hmm?
Well, there's that, and I'll go walk over and
And
retrieve my silver dagger.
a small girl. She looks to be maybe 12 years old. Your dagger is like sticking in her chest, and she's breathing heavily, and she's coughing up blood, and she's looking at you with terror in her eyes. She's got like blonde, kind
Shadow
of
still
braided
there?
hair. She's
Bend over.
like, you know, kind of common, like woodsman's clothes, kind of, you know, like
Is the shadow still there?
no.
I'll bend over,
The
pull out
shadow
my silver
collapsed
dagger,
right here where this girl is.
pull my silver dagger out, and then slit her throat.
Whoa!
Okay,
Yeah,
Valenti
he
tries
goes
to stop you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a
She's
child, man.
she's coughing up blood, trying to speak, but it's just coming out in gurgles.
This thing is no girl. This is a demon.
We don't know that yet. Put my hand over the blood or the wound, try and like help her somehow.
Yeah, and she dies. Her eyes just staring at you.
Hmm.
Oh,
No, that's unfortunate.
the demon dies so easily.
Why would some foolish child sneak up on a group of adults in the middle of the night and try and play some sort of trick like this on them?
Perhaps she was trying to scare us off.
No trick, sir. That
Maybe
was a devil.
maybe she wasn't. Then
I'm fairly sure that was not a demon.
John will look around, make sure he doesn't hear anything else. Like he's gonna, like he'll probably go like, hold on, and like see if he can hear anything in the woods moving around or anything.
I'm
Don't hear
looking for
anything.
I'm looking for tracks right there up to it, whether they're kid-sized tracks or whether they're other size tracks or
Roll a d6
abnormal
for me.
tracks. In a second here. Dice roller. Where is it? That's my dice roller. Hold on. Okay, I got it now. Okay, D6. Come on. Oh, a 5.
Yeah, no, you don't see any tracks. But then again, it's like pretty dark, and you're not a tracker.
See,
Oh,
see, the demon flew over here. There are no tracks.
I say we stuff her body off in the reeds somewhere and perhaps move our camp a little further up the road. I don't want to be associated with this.
Try and search the body to see if there's any kind of like identifying information on her.
And you hear a voice in the distance calling out in German. Who speaks German?
I speak German.
I don't think I've checked for German yet. Can I make a roll?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
5. No German.
Elsa.
The one language you don't speak.
Sounds like a man. Sounds like a man's voice. Elsa. Elsa, where are you, girl?
Mmm. Thou shalt suffer. I have an idea. Okay, I'm gonna start walking towards where the man's voice. How far away is the sound?
Pretty distant. Yeah.
Pretty
Back
distant.
further the way she was seemingly coming from.
All right. I'll start walking towards the voice.
Okay. It's dark. Are you gonna light a torch or something? You just walk through the woods in the dark.
Yes, I'll light a torch.
Okay.
Do we even
Or a
have it?
lantern or
And-
whatever you have. I don't know.
Or just to grab a branch and like wrap a rag around it and
Okay.
soak it in lamp oil.
Okay.
And start walking towards it. And as soon as I see the guy,
Mm-hmm.
I cast Charm Person.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, but I don't speak German. Shit. Never mind. I don't do that then. Never mind.
Oh yeah, you have to have a common language, don't you?
Yeah. Never mind.
Never mind. So you don't go walking towards the guy.
Mm,
Take it all back.
Well,
You
no,
have
I've
a
already
thought.
started
You
doing
have
it.
a thought, and then you think twice.
Yeah, but he lives in this region. There's a chance he speaks one of the 4 languages I do: Italian, Dutch, Spanish, or Czech. Is it a good enough chance, though? Yeah, I guess I'll give it a shot.
Do you guys want me to finish this guy off?
All right, yeah, I'll walk off towards him.
Okay, so Antonio makes a makeshift torch.
Mm-hmm.
Goes walking off towards the direction the voice is coming from.
John wants to sneak off that way.
Okay, gonna roll stealth.
Ah, man, a 6 on my.
Hmm.
I have a stealth of 5 and I rolled a 6.
You try, but you're not being very stealthy. Antonio, you can clearly hear him, trying to shadow you in the woods.
I'll stop and I'll just go make like a shooing gesture.
Okay.
John like looks in at his feet in surprise, like he can't believe that he was heard.
What about Hobbs and
So,
Am I alone?
Cole?
No,
you're still there with Cole by the body.
Okay, cool. Cole's here. Okay. I was gonna do things.
You're not going to desecrate the body, so just
What'd you say?
he's not going to desecrate the body.
Right.
He's probably going to cut
That's not
off
what
the
I asked,
head.
you monster.
Yeah.
I
You're
don't
gonna
know what
cut
you're
off the
talking
head?
about. No, not when someone's around.
Yeah, that's why
Oh,
I'm
I thought
staying
Cole was.
around. Can't
Okay.
trust.
I guess
Oh,
I'll
gotcha,
go.
gotcha.
I guess I'll go investigate the voice. So I'll go.
Okay, so
with
you're
the
also
other guys.
following.
Yeah.
So Antonio, everybody's following you pretty much now. Cole, did you go as well?
No, I'm staying back here.
Okay,
He didn't
everybody
ask me
but
to come
Cole.
along. He didn't ask me to come
Cole's
along.
staying
I'm
back
not
in your
coming along.
camp to protect your belongings.
I'm not too worried about them following along at this
Okay.
point.
Yep. So yeah, eventually you see a man. He's carrying a lantern. He
And I
looks to be an
go,
older man, probably. His hair is starting to gray and white in spots. He's wearing kind of leather clothing. Looks very makeshift. Like he looks like a woodsman. Like he's a pretty hardy man. And he's got he's got an axe over his other shoulder. He's carrying a
sure.
woodsman's axe.
I start saying in my various languages, "Do you understand me? Do you understand me?"
He starts
And
speaking
see if
back in
he,
German and shining the light in your direction. And he's holding the axe, kind of. He looks nervous.
sure.
You guys can understand what he's saying. Antonio cannot. He says, "Yeah, who are you?"
So then I say in Spanish, or I say in Italian, "Do you understand Italian?
I do not speak your language. Have you seen a young girl? My
Do you
daughter's
speak?
missing. She wandered off.
Do you speak Czech?"
I don't understand you. You there. And he sees Hobbs walking up behind you. He says, Do you speak German? Hobbs doesn't
Oh,
either, right?
nope.
Yeah. So
He
you
doesn't
would hear all
understand
this,
any of my
John.
languages.
No.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Okay.
He didn't
John would
speak our
just try to
language.
sneak to get behind this guy.
Roll another stealth roll.
1.
Okay, yeah, you can sneak around behind him now.
All right.
He's distracted with Antonio and Hobbs. He's trying to communicate with them, but they don't seem to understand what he's saying. He doesn't understand what
So
they're saying.
I nod at him and I say, oh, he was shouting Elsa before, right?
Mm-hmm. Which you would
And I
recognize that
say,
as a name, at least. Yeah.
right, of course. And I say, oh boy, I bet you the Dutch word for daughter is pretty close to the German word
It
for
probably
daughter.
is pretty close, yeah.
So I say, daughter?
Yeah. Elsa.
And
You can tell by his actions he's asking, where is she? Have you seen her, basically?
right. And I get a grim look on my face and I go, come.
Okay. You have him follow you?
And then before we get to the camp, before we get to like the in range of the dead
Mm-hmm.
girl where you can see her, I stop and I say, and I point to
I'm
my
not sure if you're going to make it
companions.
that far real quick. Hold on. Let me find out what John is doing since he snuck up behind the guy.
John would like to, once he kind of walks past him, like I guess John kind of gets up next to a tree or something and kind of lets him come forward. So when he gets in front of him, John will reach out and attempt to hit him with his garrote.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
Let's see. It's I rolled a 13.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you get him.
+2, so 15.
He's only got a couple of hit points, so yeah, you'll pretty quickly take him down and choke the life out of him.
And then I do a ×3 on my sneak attack as well.
Oh, yeah, you
And I
kill him.
rolled a 6 max damage.
Kill him in
So-
a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
And I look on in horror as not only did we accidentally murder this guy's child, now you come out of the woodworks and murder him. I magic missile John. Motherfucker, I say. And I try to kill him.
Okay. How many? That's 64, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So dark orange blobs or dark black orbs that fade into purple with a bright orange center burst from my fingertips. Because that's what my magic missile looks like.
It does 12 points damage to you,
Streak
John.
towards John.
Wait, can I do something real quick?
Well, hold on. You get next round. This is a bit of a surprise. So, John, you come out, you garrot this guy, drop him down to the ground. You look up, and Antonio casts a spell and hurls these orange magic missiles at you, doing 12 points of damage, and we go to initiative. Everybody roll initiative.
I rolled a 6.
I don't know why I rolled initiative. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm used to always having a... Bad guys are on 4. Wait, there's no bad guys. You're all...
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was wondering, like, if I could have canceled that spell, because I have magic missiles prepared.
Oh, well, no, because you weren't expecting it.
That's true.
I got 3.
3? Okay. What did you get, John?
6.
6. And Hobbs?
2.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Cole, you might hear this in the distance. But you're not sure probably what... You hear a spell go off. Crazy sound.
Does it have a certain color or anything too when you do a magic missile? Or is
Well,
it
yeah,
just...
maybe. Like, if you look, you might see the orange flash in the distance.
Okay.
It's reminiscent of... I don't know if you've ever seen Antonio do a magic missile before, though.
He did one time.
Yeah.
Okay, well then, yeah, it looks familiar. Each spellcaster has their own kind of style to their magic missiles. So they have a unique look. So, yeah. Now, first on initiative is you, John.
Okay, John is lost with this missile, and I'll tell you, like, slams into a tree. And I mean, he's sort of dazed and confused at this moment, not really knowing what to do. I mean, John's never really seen magic before, so he'll just go, "What the fuck was that?" And he'll say it in English, of course, because he's surprise at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But actually not going to do anything because
Okay.
I just don't think it'd be fair for him to catch up that quickly.
Okay. What did you have for initiative, Hobbs?
2.
Okay, so you're next, Antonio.
Magic missile again.
Okay. Another magic missile does 2, 3, 7, 10, 14, and 18. 18 points of damage this time to John.
Okay, I'm dead. Job one.
Jesus.
And the magic missile consumes and just like melts the flesh off of his bones as his like charred skeleton falls to the ground. Well, you will suffer, I guess, huh? She was right. What do you do, Hobbs? It's your initiative.
I'm gonna look over at Antonio.
And I am
Is he even
raging.
looking at me?
No, I am just clearly
You are.
furious.
Hmm. I'm going to ask Antonio to forgive me.
4. And I turn on him, put my hand on the sword.
All right. For killing the girl, Antonio. It was an accident.
Clearly. Which is
Whatever.
why I was going to which is why I was trying to explain to her father looking for his child that this was an accident.
So I saw a whole bunch of
Yeah, you saw
flashes
the second
and
flash as well, and you probably heard John scream.
I guess I'll
You heard
make
him
my way
shout, "What
over
the fuck
there.
was that?" And then the second scream was more of a, "Help! I'm melting!" scream as he died.
I'll look over at Antonio and I'll see his hand on the sword. And I'll say, well,
I assume you're
what are you going
approaching
to.
now, Cole.
No, I'm not
Oh,
approaching.
Cole.
Yeah, I'm coming up with my short sword out
Okay.
to and I'll go as close as I can to Antonio and make sure,
It'll
Because
take you a few
here,
rounds. It'll take you a few rounds to get there anyway. So.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna say, Antonio, are we gonna fight or are we gonna
I
continue
walk
on?
over to the dead man, the dead father, and check to see if he is actually dead.
Oh, he's dead.
Son of
She did 18 points of damage to him, and he had like 3 hit points. The Garrett like cut through his neck and even into the bone of his spine. A bit.
God damn it. I'll leave him there. And I'll walk back to where the dead girl was at.
Okay, well you'll come
And
across Cole on the way. Cole, you'll see Antonio walking towards you.
I'll walk right past him, just clearly furious.
Okay, he ghosts you. Yeah, the girl's there. She's still dead. Obviously the
I
dagger
will
is still in her heart, I believe. I don't think anybody ever pulled it out.
No, I pulled it out.
Oh, you did?
Where's
Okay, sorry.
John?
No, so she's just lying in a pool of her own blood.
pick her up and carry her back to where her father is.
Mm-hmm.
Where's John?
He's dead.
Dad.
Your
Yeah.
crazed shit man murdered this poor girl's father in cold blood right in front of me.
Oh my God.
And carry the girl back to his father and lay her on his chest and drag him back the direction they came from,
Okay.
wherever their party was at.
So you start dragging them in that direction where he came from.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Perhaps
see.
we ought to drag John's remains to show the family that we killed whoever did it.
Do as you wish.
So
Yeah, you will eventually find a cabin. You'll see the light and you smell the smoke from it. There's a log cabin essentially. Um, there's lights inside. You can you presume somebody is inside.
I will.
There's a big wood pile outside. Um, you know, The guy was carrying a woodsman's axe.
I turn to Cole and say, "Go and grab the saddlebag with the money in it."
Okay, I'll have to go all the way back to where the horses and stuff were. That's fine. I'm not.
You're
Okay.
much faster than I.
Yeah, very well. Yeah. Um, I brought the remains of John to show them. I do want what I can salvage off of him as far as weapons and
As
etc.
you wish. I don't care.
But I'm not going to take him until after we show his body because they might think I used the weapon. So anyway, I'll be back. I'm going to bring all our horses. I don't want to
Okay.
leave them out there. Okay.
Okay.
I'll wait for Cole to get back with the saddlebags.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at the loot in there.
Yeah, it's well past dark now.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull out 10 gold pieces and give the bag back to Cole. Then I'll go and I'll knock on the door.
Who is it? You'll hear a woman's voice from inside.
And I will say, my name is in Italian first. My name is Antonio Valente. Do you speak Italian? Or Spanish? I say in Spanish. Or Dutch? I say in Dutch.
She
Or
doesn't
Czech?
understand
I
at all
say
what
in
you
Czech.
said, and now she sounds. Her voice sounds a little bit frightened.
Do one of you speak German? No, we don't,
Hobbs
do we?
doesn't.
None of us did.
Cole
None of
doesn't
us
either.
do.
Huh? None of you do. Wow. John did.
Hmm.
Yeah, none of you speak German.
Shit. This is the only house in the area?
Yeah, it's just a log cabin in the middle of the woods.
Look around the side of the house. See if there's like a shovel or something hanging outside.
Yeah, I'm sure they have a shovel somewhere.
All right, I'm gonna go to an area where it's away from whatever well they might have or any kind of food source.
Mm-hmm.
Someplace where they might. Are there any gravestones in the area?
No.
Okay, well, I'll go to the side of the house and I'll start digging.
Okay. All right. You dig, dig, dig.
Hmm.
I don't know if Cole or Hobbs, are you guys gonna help him? It's a one-legged
I had
man
to I had to go get the
digging a
horses.
grave. Oh
I
yeah,
had to
yeah.
go.
Well, yeah, no, you're back. This is after you got back.
I'm back. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Well, if that's the
There's
case, then yeah, I'll help him. But
if there's another shovel, but I'm gonna dig.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple shovels. So
I'll go over to Antonio and I'll say, "What are you doing?"
I am burying this poor woman's family.
Shouldn't she know first?
we should show her. We should show her what we're doing and who's going into which grave, and then show her the man, and then point at the two that the guy killed them. Show the sword.
She doesn't speak our language.
Yeah, but
You
let
can
me let me
get her to.
try.
If you
You
can get
mind?
her to come out, then more is the better. I'm going to keep digging.
Okay, I'll try to see what I can do.
you go up, knock on the door,
Yeah, I'll knock on the door.
and she screams from inside, something that you don't understand, and then you hear a young boy's voice also shouting.
Mm.
Antonio, yell in a couple of languages that you know. Maybe the son knows something the mom didn't know.
I
He's
already did.
tried.
Ah,
Perhaps they speak English.
okay.
They don't.
Ah,
These are simple wood folk. They only speak their own language.
God, I wish I had figured out German. Damn, that would have been like a
Too bad you don't have like comprehend languages or something.
I do, but I don't have it memorized, and I won't be able to until I get back to Amsterdam.
Right. Oh yeah,
I
you don't
will.
have a spell book anymore. Shit.
Right. Oh, I gotta erase those off of there before you. There we go. Okay.
I
I've only got a few spells left memorized.
How'd you lose your? Oh, they burned their spell book, didn't they? That's
I
right.
did.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do anything about it in a room full of soldiers.
I will knock on the door
Yeah. You can just hear her
and
crying from inside.
okay. After the third knock, if they don't answer it, I'll try to open the door.
It's locked.
Okay. Yeah, and that's about all we can do. I can't do anything more. I'm not
I
gonna break
mean,
down the door.
you could probably break it down pretty easily, but
No, I don't want to break it down. That's
okay.
just gonna terrify him. So.
Okay.
We've done enough damage to this poor family.
Hey, put
So
them out of their
whatever they
misery. You know,
go,
break down the door, murder them, burn their hut, burn their.
hey, we're not John, you know.
I've
They-
tried so hard not to have a murder hobo campaign.
Did they bring John's body over too?
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah,
You got it so
I
quick.
presume you're not burying him.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just taking his sword and whatever goods are left of his, I'm taking to use because I'm there with just a short sword, so I want whatever he's got.
I'm gonna
Well,
take his. I'm gonna take his pants. I need some new pants.
all
You
right.
can have his pants. I'm sure you'll wear them well.
That's true. He didn't have any pants. Hobbs didn't.
One,
John
Okay.
also had two. John also had two guns.
2 pistols.
9 gold, 57 silver, like 3 copper, a shot bag, and some powder horn.
You said 9 gold.
Yeah, 9 gold.
9 gold.
Because I had 6, and then I got that other 3.
Right.
Basically.
We got 4 and gave 1 back to. You said
Right.
57 silver.
57 silver, 3 copper.
2 pistols. Are they
Yeah.
flintlock?
Flintlock and rifle.
Flintlock rifled. Okay. And what kind of sword?
Medium sword.
Regular
He
sword.
also had a minor weapon.
Minor weapon, like what, like a dagger or something?
Yeah, like a dagger.
Or a garrote. It had a garrote as well, right?
Yeah, I had a garrote as well.
Would that have burned the garage since it's probably leather? Or
well,
no?
it's not a fireball
you-
spell. It's more just damage.
Yeah. No. It was just I was
Okay.
just for dramatic effect. I'd say since he did so much damage, you know, he just burned the skin off of his bones. You know, he
Yeah.
killed him by magic. It should look pretty horrifying.
Horrific. Yeah.
All right, there. I typed that
Once
into
I
the chat.
once I finish digging the graves, I will
Also powder
Bring the-
horn and shot bag.
bring the bodies over and lay them next to each one, and then I will just kneel there and wait until sunrise.
Okay.
Let's leave the woman the money that John had.
Well, I have money for her.
Okay. I'll pick up the money there, and I'll put it in the saddlebags, and I'll take the pistols, and the sword, the dagger, the powder horn, the shot bag, all that stuff that nobody else uses around here.
Okay. So you kneel, wait till morning, and eventually, yeah, the door will open, and a young boy looks to be about maybe 14
Mm-hmm. Oh,
comes
poor kid.
comes out with a what would he have for a weapon?
Probably a club.
Not probably an axe.
Axe, okay.
Another woodsman's axe, yeah. But it's a smaller one, made for his size, obviously.
Mm-hmm. When I see him, I'll just keep kneeling there, and then I will point to the girl, and I'll point to the man, and then I'll point to the mutilated body, or point to the body first, and then point to those two, and then do like a throat cut gesture, and then I'll point to myself and the 2 other guys, and point to the mutilated body, and do a throat cutting gesture, and then lower my head.
Okay. He'll be trying to talk to you, but yeah, you don't know what he's saying.
I'll say I don't understand, and
And the mother will come out, and she'll have like a knife,
mhm,
not a dagger, but like an actual like a knife, like a carving knife or something, you know.
right.
And she'll just run over to the graves and throw herself down on top of them and start weeping.
Mm-hmm. And I'll move away, and I'll walk over to the boy, and I'll hold out my hand with a stack of gold coins in it. There's 10 gold in that stack. And I'll kneel down as well.
He reaches up and takes it and looks at you confused.
And I just give him the saddest face as I can.
Okay.
And then get up and walk away.
All right. You're tired as dirt, probably, because you haven't slept all night. But
I don't care at this point.
yeah.
I'm probably even more tired than that after the adrenaline wore off.
Right.
And the rage.
Okay. Get back on your horses. At least you have horse. You can maybe kind of snooze in the saddle a bit.
Right.
And continue making your way back to Amsterdam.
Yep.
Well, that very sad little interlude, I think, would be a good place for us to stop this particular session. Thank you for playing. Let's see, experience points. So Antonio, Hobbs, and Cole, you may have 500 experience points each. No, make it 750. Sorry, you did retrieve all your goods from the camp, but that was pretty cool. So yeah, 750 each. All right, thanks for playing. And next week we'll pick up with session 32.